The story begins with a girl named Lena, who walked into school every day wearing her father's old camouflage jacket, and every day they laughed at her for it. They whispered, they posted pictures, they called her names. But one Friday, the whole school went silent, because a helicopter landed on the football field, and everyone saw who had come to pick her up. Lena kept her head low as she stepped through the school doors, her long ponytail brushing against the faded camouflage jacket she wore every single day. The fluorescent lights above buzzed faintly, but all she could hear was the hallway's sudden burst of laughter. It always started the moment she appeared. "Nice jacket, soldier," one boy called out, smirking. His voice was dripping with fake admiration, just loud enough to earn a chorus of snickers from his friends. "She's going hunting after class," another girl giggled, covering her mouth dramatically as if she had said something scandalous. Lena's fingers tightened around the strap of her backpack until her knuckles turned white. She didn't say a word. She never did. Responding only made things worse. So she kept walking, her boots clicking softly on the linoleum floor, each step heavy with embarrassment. 9BUT deep inside, every laugh felt like a knife. 9BY lunchtime, the jokes got meaner. Lena could hear them even before she reached the cafeteria. "She thinks she's in the army," one girl said loudly, making sure Lena could hear. Another snapped a quick picture of her jacket, immediately posting it on her story. "For my followers," she said with a smirk. "She's probably hiding from us." Another sneered. Lena sat in the far corner of the cafeteria, as she always did, pretending to read a book. The words on the page blurred together. She wasn't really reading, she was just trying to look invisible. NNTHE camouflage jacket wasn't just clothing. It was a shield, the only thing that made her feel close to her dad. NNHER dad was a decorated helicopter pilot in the military, deployed overseas for months at a time. He was her hero, her protector, her everything. Before he left on his most recent mission, he had knelt in front of her, holding out the jacket. It was oversized, warm, and still carried the faint smell of his aftershave. The unit patch was sewn proudly on the sleeve. "When you wear this," he had said, crouching down to meet her eyes, "remember that I'm always with you. Be strong for me, soldier." NSHE had promised she would. But being strong was harder every single day. Especially here, where every hallway felt like a battlefield. NNTHAT afternoon in history class, her teacher finally noticed the snickering. "Enough," he said, half-heartedly, barely glancing over his shoulder. Then he went right back to writing dates on the board, as if nothing had happened. NNN01 really cared. NNN01, except Lena's best friend. Well, former best friend. MIA Nen. Mia sat 2 desks away, her eyes darting between Lena and the boys in the back, who wouldn't stop whispering. She looked guilty, but said nothing. Mia had stopped talking to Lena after the bullying started. Not because she hated Lena. She didn't, but because she was afraid of becoming a target too. NNTHAT betrayal stung more than the laughter. Non-Thursday morning was the worst. Someone had taped a piece of paper to her locker. NNGO enlist already. Sergeant Freak. NNTHE letters were big, drawn with a thick black marker. Impossible to miss. Dana's throat tightened as she ripped it down, crumpling it in her fist before shoving it deep into her bag. NNSHE wanted to scream. She wanted to cry. She wanted to tear the jacket off right there and throw it into the trash can, but she didn't. NNHER dad's voice echoed in her mind. "Be strong for me." NSO. She took a deep breath, wiped her face quickly so no one would see her tears, and wore the jacket again the next day. It happened on Friday. The day was unusually quiet. The usual chorus of jokes was gone. The silence made Lena more nervous than the laughter ever did. NNBY third period. The sound came, at first faint, then louder, until the windows began to rattle. N. A low rhythmic thump 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 filled the air. Students looked up confused. "Is that a helicopter?" one boy asked, rushing to the window. Within minutes the entire classroom was at the glass, pressing their faces to get a better view. A helicopter circled once, then descended slowly. The teachers looked just as shocked as the students. "Is this a drill?" someone asked. "No one told us about a drill." Another teacher murmured, worried. NNTHE school went completely silent. NNTHE doors of the helicopter opened. Out stepped 2 soldiers in full uniform, their boots sinking into the wet grass as they marched toward the school. My phones came out instantly. "This is crazy," one boy said, grinning. "Who are they here for?" someone whispered, excitement and fear mixing in their voices. Then came the moment that made Lena freeze. Behind the soldiers stepped a tall man, clean-shaven, sunglasses reflecting the sunlight, his uniform immaculate. My fully Lena saw the patch on his sleeve. The same one that was on her jacket. Then her breath caught in her throat. "Dad," she whispered so softly no one heard her. Then the principal met them at the entrance, looking pale and nervous. The man spoke briefly with him, then, without hesitation, strode down the hallway. And every laugh, every whisper, every cruel word Lena had heard over the past weeks seemed to hang in the air as the heavy footsteps drew closer. NHER bullies went dead silent. NNTHE door opened, and there he was. Her dad, still in his flight suit, boots muddy from the field. "Lena," he said, smiling wide, his voice echoing through the stunned classroom. She bolted from her chair, running into his arms. NNHE lifted her up off the ground like she was 6 years old again. For a moment, she forgot about everyone watching. She forgot about the whispers, the laughter, the notes. She was just his little girl again. NNTHE, entire class stared, wide-eyed. Someone whispered, "That's her dad." NNHER dad set her gently back down, then turned to the teacher. "Permission to take my daughter out for lunch, sir?" he asked formally, his tone both polite and commanding. NNTHE teacher, still stunned, simply nodded. Before they left, her dad glanced down at her jacket. "You still wear it," he said softly, pride in his voice. "Every day," Lena said, fighting back tears. NNH. None of them dared to speak. Nice they walked out together. One of the boys muttered under his breath, almost in awe, "Nice dad, he's a real pilot." When Lena returned to school on Monday, everything felt different. The laughter was gone, the cruel notes had disappeared. Nice Maya reproached her at lunch, looking sheepish. "Nice, I'm sorry," she said quietly, "for not standing up for you. Your dad is amazing." Lena smiled, for the first time in weeks. "It's okay," she said gently. "Just don't let them laugh next time. Not at me. Not at anyone." Mia nodded, relief flooding her face. From that day on, Lena still wore her camouflage jacket. But now, when she walked into school, no one laughed. Some even said hello. Some nodded, respectfully. Because sometimes, it takes just one powerful moment to remind everyone what courage and respect really look like.